let's take a look at how the toppling of Lenin's statue has created a huge political row.
Bharat Mata ki!
3 days after the BJP won, an attack on the thought that ruled Tripura for 25 years.
Bharat Mata ki!
The video shows a crowd of people shouting Bharat Mata ki Jai, using a bulldozer to break the statue of the communist revolutionary hero Lenin from its pedestal. The crime being condoned by the governor of the state, who tweeted his support, and many others like the Minister of State for Home.
विदेशी विचारधारा से हमारे देश की जरूरत नहीं है। पंडित दीनदयाल जी के विचार यहाँ आएंगे, सावरकर जी के विचार हम स्वीकार करेंगे, नेताजी सुभाष चंद्र बोस को हम स्वीकार करते हैं।
This marks a period of growing violence in the state. After Kerala, Tripura seems to be shaping up as another battlefield between the right and the left. There have been clashes across the state over the last 48 hours. CPM offices were attacked. The BJP on its part claims that the left is targeting its workers. They allege that following what they claim is the Kerala model, CPM workers beat up 49 BJP supporters, 17 of whom had to be hospitalized. A worried centre called the governor of Tripura.
लॉ एंड ऑर्डर मेंटेन है, अभी तो गवर्नर साहब देख रहे थे। किसी ने भी कुछ भी राज्य में ऐसा कोई घटना घटाने की कोशिश करेगा और जिन्होंने भी कुछ भी किया है पूरे कड़ाई से उसका व्यवस्था की जाएगी, किसी को बख्शा नहीं जाएगा।
But will reassurances work? In Bengal, Kerala and Karnataka, the student wing of the left held protests. In Kolkata, left leaders marched to the statue of Lenin in the city, and then came some unexpected support and a warning from Yechury.
মার্ক্সের মুক্তি ভাঙবেন, লেনিনের মুক্তি ভাঙবেন, গান্ধীজির মুক্তি ভাঙবেন, নেতাজির মুক্তি ভাঙবেন, স্বামী বিবেকানন্দের মুক্তি ভাঙবেন, এটা আমরা মেনে নেব না।
If they want to destroy the statues of Lenin, there are comrades and there is the red flag that will rise up in protest, and we will take on this fight. If this is a challenge that they are posing to us, we'll take this on.
The CPM's top leadership out on the streets to protest what happened in Tripura. The pulling down of the Lenin statue may have set the stage for a confrontation across the country that could be seriously damaging to the country's health. In Kolkata, with GD Shankar and Ratnadeep Chaudhary in Agartala, Monideepa Banerjee, NDTV.
Well, joining us now on the phone line is the governor of Tripura, Mr. Tathagta Roy, whose tweets often create political controversy and have done so today as well. Mr. Roy, thank you for talking to us this evening. You tweeted about this falling of this Lenin statue, saying what one democratically elected government can do, another democratically elected government can undo, and vice versa. There's been a lot of criticism, sir, that your tweet and your comments condoned the kind of vandalism that took place. This was an illegal act after all.
Yes, of course. But the reading of things that I did not write in my tweet is totally unwarranted. What I wrote in my tweet was an abstract proposition which is true and which I still hold to be true. It has got nothing specifically to do with the pulling down of statues. Also, you should see my subsequent tweet in which I have said that the pulling down of statues is an offense. I'll read it exactly right now so that your readers, your viewers can hear it. The last tweet that I made, I have said that I am advised, which means I'm legally advised, that pulling down statues, Lenin's or anyone else's, unless done by lawfully empowered authorities, qualify as mischief under the Indian Penal Code. They are bailable and non-cognizable offences. Trying to blow them up to something like rioting or murder is unwarranted. Whereas exactly that is being sought to be done by certain interested quarters, I am not in favor of it. I have been in touch with the local district magistrate and I have given him orders to take necessary action so that there is no breach of peace. And I am also assured that there is no breach of peace right now.
Well, sir, if I could respectfully just ask you that if you see your original tweet, it was in response to a tweet of another journalist who had posted the picture of the Lenin statue being toppled. on which you said that what one democratically elected government can do, another can undo, and vice versa. So you were talking about the statue. I think everything else came much later, perhaps, when you realized. And Ram Madhav also tweeted about it, hailing it, and then deleted it. So it seems to have come as an afterthought.
Who deleted it?
Mr. Ram Madhav also tweeted hailing this first and then deleted it. But unfortunately, we live in a world of screenshots.
I don't know anything about what Ram Madhav did, but what I did was an abstract proposition. It had nothing to do with it. It would have come in the context of that pulling down of statue, but it had nothing to do with specifically the pulling down of statue.
But it's on the picture of the statue being pulled down.
Yes,
so how does it not have anything to do with that?
That is what provoked my statement. But the statement, does it anywhere say? My statement, does it anywhere say that it is got to do with the pulling down of statues?
But if you tweet on the picture of the statue, sir, what are we to infer? If you tweet on the photograph of the statue being pulled down, that
it does not necessarily mean I don't agree with you.
All right. Well, I mean, that's a different reading of it. So you unequivocally condemn the pulling down of the statue, sir, that those who are behind this will be arrested?
That it is an offence. It qualifies as mischief under the Indian Penal Code, for which the prescribed penalty is 3 months imprisonment. So the law should take its own course. I have told the magistrate and I have been assured to that effect.
All right, Mr. Tathagta Roy, the governor of Tripura, joining us on the phone line there. Mr. Roy, thank you very much. Mr. Roy now distancing himself from his original tweet, saying now that he believes that this is very much an offence and that orders have been relayed to that effect. But, you know, this isn't just about Tripura, because now this controversy is going outside Tripura. So you have BJP leader H. Raja, who's kicked up a huge row now in Tamil Nadu by tweeting today that every statue of EVR Ramaswamy, popularly known as Periyar, should go the same way as Lenin's statue in Tripura. In a Facebook post from his handle, his Twitter handle, he said, who is Lenin and what is the connection between Lenin and India? What connection does India have with communists? Lenin's statue has been removed in Tripura. Today it is Lenin's statue in Tripura. Tomorrow it will be the statue of caste fanatic EVR Ramaswamy. There was also a tweet by the Vice President of the BJP's Tamil Nadu Youth Wing saying that the BJP successfully completed the fall of Lenin in Tripura, can't wait for the fall of EV Ramaswamy statues in Tamil Nadu. Now, subsequent to this, Mr. Raja, responsible for that first tweet, deleted it and now has said that someone else inadvertently posted it. Might have been his nephew. Meanwhile, DMK leader MK Stalin demanded Raja's arrest. So the question tonight is, what kind of a democracy do we want to be? Do we want to be a democracy or a mobocracy? Do we want to uphold the rule of law? Do we want to justify acts like these that the Taliban did, for example, with the Bamiyan Buddhas? Or, as the other side has argued today, it's justified because these are characters from our historical past who were oppressing people, who were tyrants, and therefore their statues no longer deserve to be up there. Joining us tonight, Professor Aditya Mukherjee of Jawaharlal Nehru University is with us. Also with us, Mr. Deshrathan Nigam, member of the RSS and senior lawyer. Shataroop Ghosh, leader of the CPM, is with us this evening. Sabha Naqvi, senior journalist, hoping to be joined shortly by Chandan Mitra of the BJP in just a little while. Professor Mukherjee, let me take this to you first. Let me throw to you the argument that a lot of people have been making online today, that these are leaders who represent tyranny and oppression. Their statues were brought down in Russia, they were brought down in Eastern Europe, and therefore they should be brought down here as well.
See, on this issue of demolishing Lenin's statue, one of the major arguments made is that he's a foreigner. What have we got to do with it? I think that is one. And it has been done in the name of nationalism. I would like to make two brief comments on both. India historically, from the most ancient times, has evolved culturally, in science, music, art, in everything because of its openness to the entire world. You know, from the Greeks, Romans, Chinese, Persian, Turkish, European. So to say that anything foreign is untouchable is to use a language that you will like in Sanskrit, to be a kupamandup, that is a frog in the well. That anything outside is bad. That is number one. Secondly, to do it in the name of nationalism. And what kind of nationalism? A nationalism which is completely foreign to India. This idea that nationalism is one language, one religion, is an idea which emerged in Europe. European nationalism is like that. Our nationalism was exactly the opposite. And what these people are doing is foreign to India. Our nationalism was entirely opposite in the sense that it was inclusive, all religions, all languages, the more the merrier, etc. So this is the second thing. And the third thing, who are the people? How are you linking one religion to India? How are you saying Hinduism means in Indian, when millions of Hindus are desperately trying to get a passport, citizenship in the United States? It doesn't just gel. One religion does not make India, and that has not been Indian nationalism at all. What is being done is foreign to our people, foreign to our culture.
And then when those historical figures are controversial, like Lenin is, then how do you respond to those who say, well, if his statues are pulled down in his own country of birth, why shouldn't they be pulled down here?
If you were to put down anything which is controversial, it means that only what I say is right, which again is completely opposed to the idea of India, where we have always allowed a diversity of voices, diversity of what we wear, what we eat. There are 300 kinds of alus that you make in India. There are 300 Ramayans we write in India, and that is what makes us proud. I would rather have a nationalism of that kind which makes us proud in the world than a narrow-minded nationalism definition.
I just want to take the point that India is the first country in the world where communist regime came in electorally. So it's part of our history also. Communism is democratically in Kerala. It was the first time in the world that it happened. And and in Tripura, the Communist Party also, the vote share difference is not that much. The BJP wins, but over 40% of people have still voted for the CPM. It's not been wiped out in terms of numbers. So this is disrespecting people to say that Lenin, yes, the history of Soviet Union is different when that happened, but communism has come here through the democratic route. Now, analytically, one can say you have two cadre forces. The communist cadres also have their areas of tyranny. I'm not arguing about that. We don't have time, they could have in Bengal and all of that. But so now you've had this clash of this cadre happening on the ground, which is a recipe for mayhem if you have leadership praising them. If you have leadership sort of saying that this violence is justified, but communism is as much a part of our history as any other political
And Mr. Nigam, I think that's the point, that the governor now seems to have changed tack, because I think there was a realization later on that this was problematic, this was illegal and shouldn't have been done. But, there were enough BJP leaders. Ram Madhav tweeted about it, deleted it. Others have also, praised what has happened. What is the messaging that's going out here?
See, violence is unacceptable in any form. We have time and again said it. Now, we seem to be missing one very crucial point. Manik Sarkar is still the CM, caretaker CM, and law and order is his responsibility right now. Is there some kind of a complicity or laziness on the part of that government? He is responsible for law and order. BJP government has not yet taken shape there.
Complicity in what way?
Is not maintaining the law and order properly there.
Well, it's on its way out. It's been voted out.
But he's still responsible for the law and order of Tripura. He's a caretaker CM. The machinery is still under his control. So you can't blame the other side. So he's got to take the responsibility. The communists have to take that responsibility.
Well, the communists aren't the one who brought the Lenin statue down.
No,
right?
but it is their responsibility to maintain law and order.
Sure.
So you got to criticize the existing government out there.
Sure.
And violence of any kind is unacceptable. That is for sure. Demolish the ideology, not the statues. They are secondary.
Okay. Well, Shataroop Ghosh, do you want to take on that criticism from the RSS that it is primarily you're still in government there, and technically you are for the next couple of days, and that you should have been able to maintain law and order?
No, what he's saying is apparently right. Yes, I mean, we are still running the caretaker government in spite of being voted out of power. Yes, the new BJP government has not been sworn in yet. So my question is this: exactly which new government was Mr. Tathagta Roy referring to in his tweet? Because what he wrote was that a new government has got the right to undo what a previous government has done. So since we know that the new BJP government has not assumed office yet, which new government was his former colleague and now the governor of Tripura, Mr. Tathagta Roy, was referring to? That, I mean, I would be willing to hear the answer. Number one, see, Nidhi, I'm telling you, you have been to Kolkata before, you might know this as well. In Kolkata, there is a road called the Shyama Prasad Mukherjee Road, named after the founder of Janasangh, Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee. We have run the government in West Bengal for 3.5 decades. If we would have wanted in 3.5 decades, we would not have required bulldozers, we would not have required violent mobs. With the scratch of a pen, with a dot of an ink, we could have removed the name of Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee from the municipal demography of Kolkata. But we never did it. That thought never came to us. Because we know that is not the way of doing governance. That is not the way of doing politics. And what we are seeing over here is not something new that we are seeing. This is, we are used to see the Taliban in Afghanistan doing these kind of acts, bringing down statues. So basically, these saffron Talibans living in India, whom we know by the name of RSS, what these saffron Talibans are doing, is this the new government, is this the new India they want to present us, where the government is going to function in a Talibani way? Is this what the country is heading towards?
Mr. Nigam, how do you take to this analogy of being called the saffron Taliban?
He's deflecting red terror by coining saffron terrorism, which was coined by the Congress, and it's a very convenient way of,
No, I am calling you a Taliban.
You see, Taliban is a terrorist.
I am calling you a Taliban. No saffron, no terrorism.
Taliban is a
you are Taliban.
Taliban is a terrorist organization.
With a different color.
Let me respond to you, Mr.
So are you. So are you.
So Taliban is a terrorist organization. You all know it, and you can't deflect red terrorism. What happened in Tripura?
You are the Talibans in Bilonia.
Will you please let me respond? I didn't interrupt you.
Let him respond, Mr. Ghosh.
See, what happened in Tripura for about 25 years was extortion, land grabbing, and violence and murder of political workers, including RSS workers. And this could also be a possible reaction of the people to this 25 years of violence. Could be.
But then you're justifying it.
No, I'm not justifying. I right in the beginning said it is unacceptable. And law and order is still to be maintained, maybe for 2-3 days by Manik Sarkar only. So maybe he's not doing what he's supposed to do as a caretaker prime minister, CM. And therefore, for him to deflect this is not done. It is his responsibility.
But is there, I think the concern is that is this going to set a dangerous precedent, Mr.
It should not. It should not.
That if you don't agree with a previously elected government's ideology, which is also democratically elected, we'll just keep knocking down each other's statues.
No. It has to be fought by battle of ballots. Not through violence.
No,